Hey guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio here, and I have some good news and some not so good news. The good news is Nicktoons now has a channel on Pluto TV. It now has a channel on Pluto TV, which is really interesting. But here's the not so good news to many. It's only available in Canada. You see, according to Nick A Live on that article, Pluto TV was celebrating its 1-year anniversary in Canada, and it announced a launch of a Nicktoons channel. And that celebration alone, it was announced to have more than 50 channels on that service. But then again, Pluto TV in the US isn't that different, as they usually have new channels every month. But this right here does seem like an accomplishment. According to the info, it says, "Take a trip to Bikini Bottom or make a wish with Timmy Turner. Nicktoons is serving up some of the very best Nickelodeon cartoons, including SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly OddParents, and Sanjay and Craig." Well, that does make sense that Nicktoons would have its own channel, because there wasn't a Nicktoons in Canada until that launch on Pluto TV in Canada there. Because most of the Nickelodeon shows end up on YTV, which is known as the Canadian equivalent to Nickelodeon. And it had the same thing too, because it was known as a youth network. Canada's first kids network, actually. And just like Nickelodeon, that was America's first kids network. And the shows, they would either air on YTV, or in terms of the Nick Jr. shows, Treehouse. They didn't have Nickelodeon up until 2009, which many shows aired there, as well as some shows from YTV and Chorus, which does make sense. In fact, this is a first to see Nicktoons in Canada, for those that didn't get to experience on what it is like to have a 24-hour channel that is filled with nothing but Nicktoons there, which can be really special there. And by the looks of it, it also has an interesting lineup. So, without further ado, I might as well see what that lineup has in store. So, at 5:50 a.m. to 9:32 a.m., it's SpongeBob. Of course. Because it's a nice start to see with Nickelodeon's most iconic Nicktoons since 1999. Especially the fact that, well, Nicktoons in the US, I remember when they aired SpongeBob on late at night. But here, in the morning. Which is quite interesting, just like how Nickelodeon usually does its air SpongeBob before Nick Jr. starts. Which I gotta say, a pretty good start for what Nicktoons in Canada is doing. Alright, now from 9:32 a.m. to 10:27 a.m., it's Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. And that seems like an interesting decision to put that series after SpongeBob in the morning. Especially that it is one of the 3 DreamWorks series co-produced with Nickelodeon. Because that right here really is an interesting thing to see about Kung Fu Panda itself. Speaking of the DreamWorks shows, there's also the Penguins of Madagascar, which will air from 10:27 a.m. to 11:23 a.m. Well, probably it already aired there, because the channel, it just launched around yesterday. Now, it seems like an interesting thing to see them go back-to-back on the DreamWorks shows there, but no Monsters vs. Aliens. quite a interesting thing that they're doing there. After the Penguins of Madagascar from 11:23 a.m. to 1:41 p.m., it's the Fairly Odd Parents, and I am sensing a pattern here. Already. As it seems, I wonder how it will start. The same with SpongeBob. I guess they might as well start with the first episodes of every show, which I guess that does make sense. Unless they could want to go to the more modern ones first. Which, again, quite strange, but I can see why. Then, from 1:41 p.m. to 3:05 p.m., it's Pig Go Banana Cricket. Ah, yes, this show. Okay. Not bad of a decision to put that there, even though the series is strange in my opinion. But let's see what they also have in store. Then, from 3:05 p.m. to 4:56 p.m., it's Sanjay and Craig. And yeah, they did list the series on the information, so it does make sense for Sanjay and Craig. However, I wonder that it would lead for more Nicktoons to be added there, though I might as well keep going for that schedule. Okay, now from 4:56 p.m. to 6:19 p.m., it's more Fairly Odd Parents. Alright, okay, I guess it might be on a loop, or perhaps some more added episodes that are new to the channel. I guess this is something for Fairly Odd Parents to air on Nicktoons on Pluto TV twice for its mini marathoning, so let's move on. From 6:19 p.m. to 10:29 p.m., it's The Legend of Korra, an action-focused series being placed on prime time and almost late-night hours. Not bad of a decision there, Nicktoons. Not bad. Then, from 10:29 p.m. to 3:34 a.m., it's back to Sanjay and Craig on late nights and the start of graveyard hours. And for what I'm seeing, Sanjay and Craig is probably the most over-aired show on Nicktoons on Pluto TV so far, as it has so many time slots, which I gotta say, this is quite impressive. And to close it all off, from 3:34 a.m. to 5:50 a.m., Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket. Now, this lineup alone, it feels like I'm back in time, like I'm in early 2015 Nicktoons. Say for that having the older Nicktoons, but it has the Nicktoons from that period, save for the DreamWorks ones, kinda, as they unfortunately got burned off. Yet, this is a pretty serviceable lineup on Nicktoons on Pluto TV in Canada there. I mean, the variety there is a pretty good amount of variety, and I'm quite surprised that there is so little SpongeBob for now. You know what's really surprising? They don't have breadwinners on this channel. Not as of now, supposedly, as it has so much Sanjay and Craig, has the DreamWorks shows, well, 2 of them. And of course, it has SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and Pig, Goat, Banana Cricket, as well as Korra. So guys, what are your thoughts on Nicktoons on Pluto TV in Canada? Do you think it has a pretty good start for what it's going for with its variety and selection of shows? What shows would you like to see being added to that network in the future there? Because I gotta say, it's not bad for a start on this channel, even though it's only available in Canada. Anyway guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace.